Oh, homies, what a day. What a funky day today has been. Again, really making some big strides in the more revitalized, revised, recuperated program that we're figuring out. Doing the really technical, fun but hard lifts that I can't go too heavy on have been very, very successful, for sure. I just got up to I decided to do a power clean into a push jerk. Not to be confused with a push press. A push jerk is just, same thing as a split jerk, but instead of splitting your feet, you're just putting your feet out to the side, which is way harder when it comes to the mobility needed to push the bar right behind your head over your spine. Because, when you do a split jerk, you're already kind of front foot dominant, and you can balance out with your feet being slowly spread apart and then pushing in toward your core. And again, if you really need it, you're not supposed to if you land the way you should, but I'm not perfect. I do it sometimes. If you got to lean a little bit on that front foot, you can, and that's kind of how you make up for it. The push jerk, man, oh boy, it's just all shoulder mobility and being able to get the highest extension that you can, because like what I've struggled in the past is like when my core is weak and I can't really commit to the weight as hard as I want to, I end up either pushing forward on my feet on the dip and drive through the jerk, or my core will crunch before I can get it overhead, and you need that core to be as strong as it would be in a front squat, It's got to go up the same way it went down, which heavily succeeded in today, for sure. Honestly, I took a step forward when I hit my top weight today just because I expected it to go forward like it normally does, but I caught it exactly where I wanted it to. And if I were trying to do a PR kind of day, I would have put 295 on the bar, for sure. So, big progress. But it's a recovery day. Can't go too heavy. Got to make sure that it's all technique based. And when it starts taking me out and I get really excited, that's probably a good moment to kind of chill out a little bit, because I don't want to overdo it on a day where I'm trying to maintain and gain strength in my technique and my core rather than my main muscle groups. Dude, the bench press, what a wild ride it was, because let me tell you, my shoulders are finally feeling peaked again. I got my bench grip where I want it to be. It's really solid. I'm having the most consistent form I've had in a minute. I don't have to rush the reps like I've been doing. I can just kind of hold it true to the way that it's supposed to be held and not have to worry about it. And every set was great. But I get up to 3 plates. Because, man, I did 305 earlier this week, and I was just like, I feel so good today that if 295 goes, I'm going to just do the jump. Because that's the type of jump that I want to be able to make. And I had that confidence. 295 wasn't even that good a set because I didn't lock my core in before I started, and I took too long of a break in between sets. So when I started going, it kind of crashed down on me. But even regardless of that, it still went very consistently. So I was like, okay, if I can consistently and strongly bench through that inefficient of a set, then yeah, we gotta at least attempt that new weight. And it was worth it. 100%. It was fully worth it. But, sometimes even if it's worth it, it doesn't mean that you're going to make the best progress that you want. And, I got to 3 plates, and I'm like, I'm going to send it. I'm going to really lock in the core this time, no matter what. Even if I don't hit even the second rep, that first rep is going to be beautiful. It's going to explode off my chest with maximum efficiency. And it did. It did. It was some of the best drive I had all day. The first set, or the first rep of the 315 set was probably the best rep I had all day. The second set, or the second rep, it crashed down a little bit harder, but again, it's the heaviest set. I'm not really worried about it. The third rep, I locked it in just good enough to have that good drive, even though it was crashing just a little bit because I was burnt out. And when I got to my sticking point, because I'm telling you, I had that split-second thought of, I've got it. And my hamstring Charley horsed. And I'm telling you, I know that a lot of people would just be like, just push through the Charley horse. If I had pushed through, my hamstring 100% would have pulled. And then I would have been out of doing any legs for the next week or two. And it just was not worth it. You can't really even tell, but you'll see my hip shift a little bit to where I'm pushing a little too hard on my left side. And it just, the moment I started feeling it pull, I had to think about it and whether or not I had it. And if you have to think about the weight midway through the sticking point, you're not going to get it. I immediately had the guy grab it because there was no point in me trying to drive through a rep that I already know that I have the energy for and the strength for, but not at the expense of my hamstring muscle. It was not worth it. But regardless, the way that I explained it, it doesn't even matter, really, that I missed it. Because competition-wise, you know, when it comes to hitting a successful rep to the standards that most people hold themselves to, it was a failed rep. But the effort, the intensity, and the drive put behind that weight, especially on that last rep, was still as hard as I needed to push it for a typical set of 3. I was half an inch away, if not already having it. I just had an unfortunate turn of events. And that's fine. That is all good, 100%. Because the strength that I would have gotten from a 315 triple is still there. I still am going to gain the same amount of strength from this kind of a set, even though it wasn't a successful rep. I tell people all the time, sometimes you'll get the most strength out of a failed rep, because even though you don't get it, you have to really test your CNS, test your technique, your drive. Everything has to be fully locked in before you even attempt to push it off of your body. And so the fact that you have to be that locked in and that explosive and that strength dominant right at the end, that's where all of that effort goes into. You know, it's not the warm-up sets, it's not the first working set. It is it's not even the last set. It is the last rep of the last set that you do that dictates where your strength is going to go next time. And I'm happy to say that the effort was fucking there, 100%. And based on, like, this compared to my 305 at the beginning of this week, we're making great progress. Everything is growing for sure. It's not where I've been in the past, but that doesn't matter. You know, one of the coolest experiences I had today, I see this guy all the time in the gym. This guy, I don't know what his background is, whether he's vetted or whatever, but he's been in some sort of accident or had some genetic thing happen to him where he is amputated below the left knee, and he's got like 3 fingers on his, I think it's on his right hand or left hand. I can't remember, but I think it was his right. But either way, this man has been through it. And I told him straight up, because he came up to me and asked for advice. And I said, you've got to be kidding me, sir, because I'm impressed with you. I'm looking at you saying, how can you do this? Because if I had to solely rely on the dominance of one leg while the other one could barely remain stable because it's plastic, I couldn't Olympic lift. It'd be near impossible. I'd be so imbalanced. It'd be crazy. All the work that I put in the past couple of years to balance myself out and fix all of my instabilities out the window, especially with the hand as well. He loses all that grip strength without the fingers, and he does it anyway. I'm like, dude, and he's like, I want some help on my deadlift. I'm like, 100%, 100%. And I told him, everything that you have issues with, whether it's keeping the bar close to your body, not letting your butt rise first, keeping your shoulders tight, you know, having your midfoot planted throughout the whole pole of the deadlift, whatever you got to do, you're doing great. You're showing up. He's one of the most consistent people I see, and he doesn't have a fucking leg. That's crazy. That's nuts. I believe that I would still be in the gym, but I don't know what I'd be doing, man. That's something different. That's something different. I couldn't imagine, especially after all the years I've put in. Could not imagine. And he was like, yeah, I'm just hitting a plateau. Like, I just wanted to see like some other people's perspective. And I'm like, how impressive of a person to not only be going through that much experience, and he's been like that for years. So he put in the work to understand that kind of body, and he still asked for a positive perspective from other people. And I respect the hell out of that. Because one of the biggest things I told him, beyond like just getting passionate, making sure that you're having fun first, technique second, and then the strength will follow after. But the biggest thing I told him, he showed me a video of him doing like, I think it was like a 355 deadlift with his amputated leg from a couple of years ago. And he was like, I've been plateauing for the longest time. My technique doesn't feel strong, but I feel okay and I feel balanced muscle-wise. And I told him, I was like, realistically, look at this with me together. Like, just, you know, however you want to take it. That version of you is gone and dead. That past version of yourself that you're comparing yourself to now does not apply, because where you are now needs something else. Whatever worked for you back then is not going to work anymore. You have to adapt to your new body, even though it's the same person, you know? And again, whatever factors are in his life, I don't know. But if he's not gaining strength, you just got to change something. You just got to keep trying, keep maintaining and evolving that passion to want to keep coming back and doing better and doing more, you know? Dude, oh my God, he got me so hyped up, because I was like, don't even compare yourself. Because regardless of the things that I'm going to call you out on your technique or try to give you advice on or work with you on, whatever, does not mean you're a bad lifter or even that you're doing it poorly. There's just slight inefficiencies that would help you do better in the future, maybe. But you're doing the best that you can right now. Your current standard is today. You know, I don't care if you have to max out at 225 and say that that's your new max. Start from the ground zero, like I did more recently, and build it back up with that maximum technique. That's what you have to do. Because if he builds it up with the lighter weight now and gets that conditioning down, when he hits his next highest weight, when he's fully peaked, he's not even going to remember how shit he felt today. Because that's how that progress stacks on top of itself, man. It is so impressive to me that someone like that can come in here and try to do the same shit every day, regardless of his limitations. And that's what I want to live by. That's my fucking principle right there. And I told him, I was like, give me your name, and I hope to see you every single day. Because you are an inspiration to me. Even though mine may look technically better, or not even, it's not better. It's just slightly more efficient according to what my body needs to throw that kind of weight. And again, we do completely different things. There is no comparing, and there shouldn't be any comparing. We both are putting in our best effort. That's what matters. But it's the fact that he wanted that raw positivity, and he asked for it, instead of just eating shit and deciding to just sulk in his worries and stare at the wall too long while he's at home. He came out, he left his fucking house, and he shot the shit with someone he's never met before just for the hope that it would uplift him today. And that is what I live by, man. That's what gets you going. Be selfish. Meet someone new. You know, it seems so simple, but it's hard to make that first interaction, especially when you have your own insecurities in that moment. And to be open about that and to be progressive and wanting to just better yourself no matter what it takes, that's what matters, man. Don't base it off your past self. Do it now, you know? That's why I love these days where I get to mess around with the weight a little bit and not worry about how heavy I have to go or how much I want to statistically improve. It's just what felt good and how hard did I try? Did I give it my best fucking effort? And I did. That's all that matters. That's it. Oh, God, it gets me passionate. Physically, regardless of the little fuck up on the bench at the end, because that really ticks me off. You'll see it immediately. I knew the moment I felt that pull. It wasn't a normal Charley horse. My muscle is very minorly strained at the moment, but if I pushed through it, muscle would have pulled, and it would not have been worth it. But we still felt incredible today, and the ChikinJake accessory was beautiful. So I easily, and again, even if I didn't hit the 315 third set, it's still a progressive step beyond the 305 I did earlier this week. So 9.15 for sure. It was a great day. I felt actually peaked for once. You know, it's not often anymore that I have that good peaked feeling, so I wanted to take advantage of it when I could. My shoulders feel so good now. You know, it's really good. And now that I'm finally getting past these insecurities, I can really lock in the technique where I want it to, and I can stop focusing on those small smidgets of pain that I used to feel in my shoulder, especially in my rear delt or in my chest, and I can just lock it in exactly where I feel like it needs to go to better it. Mentally, got to give it a 9.4. Great day. Again, great day. A lot of support. Dude, I don't know if you'll see it in the video. One of the homies I got at the gym, really strong. This man's going to go to the Olympics at some point soon for sure. He was repping 390 or 385 on front squat like it was nothing. And dude, oh, it kills me. But it's just those little homie interactions between the people that I'm so impressed with and the people that also want to put their passions and their positivity through me to grow themselves. I love that. That gets me going better than anything else. I could care less if I can't hit any weights. If I got those good positive interactions, that's so much. That means so much to just the reason why I do this, you know, just to be better, just to want to live happier. That's it. Rest day tomorrow, so gonna really take it. My hamstring honestly needs it now, even though it'll probably be fine by the end of the night. It's just gotta be safe. And then we'll start peak week. We'll see what, again, this whole month is finding the basics. We're not gonna rush it. We're not gonna do anything crazy, but we're gonna try something just crazy enough. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it's gonna entail. I have heavy snatch day when we come back. So if I have it in me, 265 would be insanely incredible. I've actually never hit 265, even though I've been prepped for it before. So I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. So if it goes, happy boy. But if it doesn't, I don't give a shit. You know, even if I got to start at 245 and rebuild it back up, then that's what we'll do. That's the whole point of doing a good progressive overload on the days where I want to focus that genuine strength. But yeah, thanks for hearing me yap. You know, I love screaming at you guys, and let me know how the lives and lifts have been going. I love you guys. See you later. Bye.